Live. I
We're
never know
live.
when we're live. Oh, okay. What's up, you guys? Good morning. What is today?
Today is Tuesday, the 22nd.
Tuesday. Okay, this is what happens when you are a full-time entrepreneur. You don't know what day it is. Every day feel like it's almost the same day to me. But good morning, everyone. I hope you guys are doing absolutely amazing. My name is Shontay, and you guys know I'm your host for the month of September. And I hope that you guys have been enjoying Unlock Your Greatness this month. I have particularly enjoyed this month's topic. There's been so many different renditions, and I've been able to take something from every single woman that has provided some phenomenal content. And today is no exception. You guys, I have the pleasure of hosting. I lovingly call her my big sis because at this point, I feel like we are related. People who don't know us think we're related. We act very, very much so in sync. We're very different, but we're in sync, if that makes sense. So I love it. I'm really excited to host my big sis, Miss Rebecca Garrett. You guys know her. She's a phenomenal leader. She's done some amazing things, is doing some amazing things, has transformed a lot of lives and continues to do that. And so I'm excited to bring my big sis up front. Sis, are you there? She's going to give us her rendition of ability versus motivation. Go, Rebecca, go. Go, Rebecca, go.
Oh God, y'all, she is a hype queen. If you don't have one of those in your circle, let me tell you something. I will never forget being at an event and feeling like Shontay just gave up and surrendered her entire tonsil. Like it was, if you do not have a Shontay in your circle, you need to get one. So thank you so much for that amazing introduction. And she is definitely right. I feel like we are sisters in real life. It's just crazy how things turn out. But y'all, let's go ahead and dive right in. We are talking about ability versus motivation this morning. And one of the things that I love about our topics, and let me be clear, I cannot take credit for selecting them. Shontay selects a lot of our topics, and so does the other ladies on the team. And I love the fact that they can just go in any, direction. Typically, I'm later on in the roster of people to speak. And so I have to find a way to flip it so I'm not repeating myself. Now, some of the things that I'm going to hit on might be a little piggyback on what our 6-minute assassin, which she definitely gave it, and she was not 6 minutes last week, but it's going to piggyback a little bit onto what she was talking about. And so let's dive right in. So ability versus motivation. First of all, I want you to know up front, I'm not going to talk about motivation too much. I'm going to really stick to ability because something jumped out at me this week. And I was listening to something. I called on the phone. I was literally ready to have a revival in my whole entire room because of this concept that hit me. So ability versus motivation. All of the women that have spoken on the panel so far this month has made it very clear about the difference between the two, right? Now, from an educator standpoint, I remember being in a classroom and always talking about motivation and how motivation can either be extrinsic or intrinsic. And when motivation is extrinsic, that means that we have to be rewarded in order to do something, right? It comes from the outside, it's not internal. But then you do have intrinsic motivation where you are motivated from the inside to do something. That's typically when you have identified your why, you know exactly the reason why you're doing something and you refuse to give up. The problem with motivation is most people are not intrinsically motivated, which means you are depending on an outside source to get you to where you need to be. So if that outside source does not come for whatever reason, then you're not going to have the want, the desire, the motivation to get up and get something done. That's not good at all, right? So now let's go ahead and switch to ability, right? When I think about the word ability, I think about the word talent. When I think about the word talent, I think about the word gift. And the last time I checked, it was a really, really good book out there that stated a man's gifts will make room for him and put him in front of great men. Now, the reason why that stuck out to me and why this has been a theme that has been going through my head over and over and over is because, y'all, we are overcomplicating this thing. I promise you, you are making this so difficult, and it does not have to be. Now, I've been listening to a lot of Steve Harvey lately, so some of this is going to come from him. So I'm giving him credit up front. I'm not going to keep referencing him every single time I speak, but I will go ahead and drop the link that I've been listening to, which has had a lot of this resonating in my spirit. And so when I think about the fact that we oftentimes read the Bible, we go ahead and we say those different scripts over and over and over again, but it makes me wonder, how much do you really digest what you're reading? Do you really believe what you're reading? Because it clearly states that God is going to make room for your gifts. So I'm wondering, your gifts, your talents, your ability, have you taken the time to identify it? The issue is, most of y'all are wandering around this thing called life, and you have no idea what your purpose is or what you're supposed to be doing. I remember back when I was in a classroom, right? And I used to be so mad at my parents. I can remember I collected a 4-year degree. I collected a 2-year degree for my master's. I went even further for my specialist and then for my doctorate, because I'm going to say some stuff about education, and I need you to understand this is coming from a chick who has several degrees, all right? I remember all through those years, I used to be so mad and pissed off at my parents. And I used to be like, why in the hell did y'all let me go to school for this? This is some bullshit. Excuse my French. I was like, this is a hot mess. Why did y'all think this was a good idea? Why didn't y'all try to tell me, hey, Rebecca, go to school for this, go to school for that, do this, do that, you should do this? Like, why did y'all allow me to go to school for this? I can remember that as the years went on, I taught for 12 years in the inner city schools of Atlanta, and I was miserable. It was a paycheck, but I was miserable. When I say miserable, that probably is not even the correct adjective to correctly explain how I felt. Miserable, stressed, overworked, underpaid, none of that comes close to it. It had gotten so bad that towards the end of my teaching career, I was actually diagnosed with depression. I would wake up every single day, and I'm going to try not to cry on y'all, but when you tell your story, it never gets old because it's your story. It brings back those emotions. And I remember I used to get up every single morning, and I used to just want to get back in bed. I would drag myself out of bed. I would get dressed. I would go to work, and I would do what I had to do inside of the classroom. And then it was time for me to come home. And I can remember more often than not, I would drive home and daydream about driving onto oncoming traffic. Like, that's how bad it was for me. I was so over it. I wanted a way out. I couldn't take it anymore. But as I reflect back on it, here's the crazy thing. Even though I was miserable and I didn't even want to be here anymore, y'all, I could teach circles around people. My worst day of teaching was somebody's best day of teaching. I won several awards. I did it effortlessly. Whenever the state came, they always wanted the state to come to my classroom. I had enough control to, inside of my classroom, I did my job. Nobody knew that I was depressed or I hated it or I didn't want to be there anymore. Trust and believe, you wanted your kids in my classroom. Like, I was that teacher. I was absolutely amazing at what I did. The problem was my talent, my gift, and my ability was teaching. But I was stuck inside of the classroom where I did not feel like I was free. The same thing that I despised, the same thing that I was mad about, the same thing that I hated, the same thing that I literally would call my parents on the phone and be so upset and crying my eyes out, like, why did y'all let me go to school for this? That same thing is the thing that freed me. Now, y'all going to school collecting all of these degrees, and don't get me wrong, but it's not your education. Y'all going to school to be this, to be this, to be that, to be that. And a lot of y'all, it has nothing to do with your talents, your gifts, or your abilities. The Bible doesn't say anything about education. Not one time. Now, Tracy, Stefana, Shontay, and Natara, and if I'm wrong, please let me know. But I don't believe the Bible mentions education. All right. And again, this is coming from somebody who has several degrees. But you know what the Bible does mention? A man without a dream or a vision shall perish. In my mind, which this is my interpretation, it's all connected. Your dream and your vision is connected to your God-given talents, gifts, and abilities. When you have a dream, when you have a vision, oftentimes you are daydreaming about that thing that you really, 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 really want to do because that's your gift. But you're so busy going out here collecting all of these pieces of paper that's proven absolutely nothing, that you're missing what your God-given talent, gift, and ability is. Just because you have a degree does not mean you're accomplished. Why do you think you don't ever hear me talking about it? It ain't nothing but a piece of paper. Those pieces of paper have nothing to do with my talent, my gift, or my ability. To be completely honest with you, in my opinion, I'm not going to say it was a complete waste of money, but education did not help me get my gift. God gave me my gift at birth. I am a teacher. You're a teacher. Teach, sis. Stop trying to run out here doing a million different other things. It's just, if you are out here, right, and you are trying to collect all these degrees and impress all of these people, you can have more degrees than a thermometer and still not be successful. Let me be very clear. Do you know how many people are here collecting degrees and they still ain't making no money? They're still not working. They still aren't fulfilling their God-given destiny or their talents or manifesting their authentic greatness because it's nothing but a piece of paper and you are actually swimming upstream. You are fighting against what God has for you. At the end of the day, I am a teacher. Teach. That's all it is. I have realized that I have the gift and the ability to teach anything. I don't care what the topic is. I don't care what the subject is. I can take any complex piece of information and break it down into bite-sized bits so that people can understand. Let me give you an example. And some of y'all gonna be mad when I say this, but I don't care. It is what it is. Right now, I am currently doing a 30-day social media boot camp. Absolutely free. Absolutely free. It does not bother me. It doesn't hurt me. It doesn't harm me. The reason why I keep telling people to stop telling me thank you is this is my gift. I crave it. You don't even know that you're helping me. I love teaching. So I'm not looking at this as something extra. I'm not looking at something that's weighing me down. I'm not looking at any of that. Like, I'm having fun. I am enjoying doing this. I like putting together the unit sections. I like organizing it. I like going live. I like doing presentations. I'm a teacher. It's my gift. It's my ability. It's what I do, right? I want you to catch this when I talk about God will make room for your gifts and your abilities. Now, this particular 30-day boot camp is absolutely free. $0, all right? Now, let me be clear. And anybody that's in there can comment on this live and tell you about it. There are people out there that are charging $500, $1,000, $2,000 for the same exact information, all right? And teaching isn't their gift. They're trash. They suck, right? But let's talk about God making room for your gifts. 2,000 people. If I was charging $49 a person, that would be $98,000. If I was charging $99 a person, that would be $198,000. Teach, sis. You're a teacher. God will make room for your gifts. Instead of you running around trying to do a million other things that are not for you. Some of y'all are really good at painting. You should be painting. Some guys that are listening, you're really good with your hands. You should be a handyman. Some of y'all are really good at doing hair. Do hair. If you're good at cutting grass, cut grass. If you're good at frying chicken, fry chicken. The problem is you are underestimating where God can take you with your gifts and your ability. When I was listening to Steve Harvey, he was talking about all of these different people and where they have gone with the gifts that they have. Have you ever stopped to think that you might be running away from your gift and shutting doors that God is trying to open for you because you're too busy chasing other things? God placed your gift inside of you at the time of birth. Legit, I believe that. All you have to do is identify it. Your gift is the thing that you do the absolute best with the least amount of effort. Stop running away from your gift. Stop trying to do stuff that you're not gifted at. Now, he was talking about how you had some people who, for example, he talked about Marie Callender's, right? Her gift was baking pies. If you don't know her story, she has a really good story. She used to work at a diner, like a greasy spoon diner, they call it, right? And she was a single mom. And she could not afford to lose her job. And this particular diner was about to go out of business. And the manager was telling her, listen, we're going to have to close our doors. There's nothing else that I can do for you. I'm sorry. She said, no, wait. People tell me that my pies are really good. Give me a chance. Let me go home. So while she was working, she went home and baked a pie. She brought the pie back, right? Of course, people came in, they started buying pieces of the pie. So it sold out. The next day, she made 3 or 4 more pies. They came in, started buying slices of the pie, it sold out. Before you knew it, people started coming in and saying, yo, I don't want a slice of pie. I want my own pie. I want to be able to buy a pie. So now she's at the point where she's selling whole pies. She sold so many freaking pies that she made enough money to buy a conventional oven. Now catch this, all she's doing is making pies. But some of y'all feel like making pies ain't good enough. All she was doing was making pies, okay? So now she gets to the point where she buys a conventional oven. She has a conventional oven in her house. You guys cannot go to a frozen food section right now in the grocery store without seeing Marie Callender. She has 120 restaurants. And what does she do? Bake pies. He talked about his friend who liked to cut grass. All this man do is cut grass. He is a landscaper now, okay? He has contracts all over the city. He makes $3 million a year. What does he do? Cut grass. He talked about his friend who was cutting his hair. He used to pay $20 for him to cut his hair back in the day. Then when he started making money, he started paying up a couple hundred. Then he started paying him $1,500 per haircut. The same haircut he used to pay $20 for. Well, y'all know Steve Harvey ain't got no hair no more. He cut all of his hair off. He gave her some severance pay and said, hey, I wish you well. I hope that you can do some great things in life. That man took that money and opened up 3 salons and 4 barber colleges. He makes $4 million a year cutting hair, okay? So y'all have to realize that you have a gift, but you're so small-minded. I said it, I'm sorry, don't get offended. You are so small-minded that you are neglecting to realize where God can take you if you just focus on that gift. You know I'm the queen of plugging stuff, so let me go ahead and plug Life by Design real quick. Shontay and I came together and created this thing called Life by Design Academy, where people, literally another free course, learned about manifestation, goal setting, and journaling. Change lives. Change lives. I still get inboxes from people who participated in Life by Design. Let me tell you what Shontay is good at. And we say this all the time and we make a joke out of it, but it really hit me the other day. We always say that Shontay was a healer. Shontay is a healer. She's always talking about heal. Heal, sis, heal. That's Shontay's gift. She is a healer. She doesn't need to do anything else but help people heal. When we merged our gifts of me loving to teach and her loving to heal people, put those 2 things together, that is how Life by Design Academy came to be. Focus on your gifts. Stop running around doing things that have nothing to do with your God-given talents, gifts, and abilities. You are fighting against what God has for your life, and you are not going to win that battle. Now, let me be ultra clear before we get ready to wrap this up. We all have bills and we all have responsibilities to handle. So I'm not trying to say get rid of your 9 to 5 and go chase your God-given tips, gifts, talents, and abilities. What I am saying is this is where motivation should come in. You should be motivated enough to get up every single day and go work that 9 to 5. You should be motivated enough to clock in and clock out. You should be motivated and disciplined enough to do what you're supposed to do with your money from that 9 to 5. So from 6 to 10 or 6 to 11 or 6 to midnight or whatever it is, you can feed your gifts. You can feed your passion. You can fuel your future. And at some point in time, one is going to go ahead and supersede the other. And that's when you're going to be able to solely focus on your talent, your gifts, and your ability because you were motivated enough to do the thing that you needed to do to go ahead and take care of your bills and whatever you needed to take care of a monthly basis. Y'all, it boils down to this. I don't understand, and I didn't understand this until recently. So I don't think that you guys understand how God will show up and show out for you when you go ahead and you actually work and focus inside of the area of your gift and your abilities. It is almost like the entire world will start to open. You will be placed in rooms and in front of great men, as the word says, and people that will take you to new levels that you did not even know existed because you are operating in your gift zone. You will earn a ridiculous amount of income when you start operating in your gift zone. You will reach a level of happiness and joy and peace that you did not even know existed when you operate in your gift zone. You will be able to manifest your authentic greatness and live the life that you are fighting for when you operate in your gift zone. Wouldn't you hate to die and leave this earth and never do what you were sent here to do? I remember I did a live not too long ago, and it was saying how God sent every person, place, and thing to this world with a gift. You owe me. I want what you have inside of you. I need it. You owe me. You don't get to keep it. You don't get to die with it. You don't get to fight it. You don't get to say, I don't want to do that. That very thing that you're fighting against, that you don't want to do, could save somebody else's life, can help somebody get through the day, can be the thing that's going to change the world around. You have no idea where your gifts are going to take you. So whether your gift is teaching, whether your gift is doing hair, whether your gift is frying chicken, baking pies, preaching, giving the word, whether you're an amazing speaker, whether you're a healer, heal, sis, heal, I am urging you to operate in your gift zone. God is going to make room for your gifts and place you in rooms in front of great men, and you have no idea where that is going to take you. No idea. And you never will unless you tap in. Tap in. Don't let me go ahead and start twerking after I just got talking about God and talking about some tap in. All right, so I'm done, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it back over to my sis, Shontay Salter. Heal, sis, heal. It's over to you.
Thank you, Rebecca. Listen, she said tap in. I was like, yes. I listen. What I love the most about what she said was identify your gifts. I think that's been the biggest conversation throughout this month has been finding out what your abilities are, identifying your gifts. She also made reference to focusing on your gifts and stop running away from your gifts. The things that you are running away from can be the very things that give you the reality that you deserve. And I love that she said to feed your gifts. And so when I heard that, what I thought about is sometimes you have to do what you got to do until you can do what you really want to do. And so I know for me, I was having this conversation with someone the other day as well, and I realized I had been healing since I was a little girl. I had been trying to help people. I was trying to save people ever since I was a child. And I was talking to my mom about it literally Sunday, me and my mom were talking about that. And so I love what Rebecca said. And so I'm going to do it. I'm just going to add this extra piece in, and then you guys, we're going to let you go. So I want you to listen to what Rebecca said. And I want you to take the time today. Okay. Take the time today, tomorrow, set aside about a good hour, put some good music on, something like that. And I want you to think about what you're naturally good at. What am I naturally good at? And I want you to even pray and ask God, God, what am I naturally good at? Bring it up to me. Help me remember it. Bring it back to my remembrance. It shouldn't be that hard to think about. Okay. And then also, if you need a little extra help, y'all know I read a book every 5.2 seconds. And I brought this up last time, but I'm going to share it again. Strength Finder 2.0 is a phenomenal assessment you can take. It's about 50, 60 questions. Fill out those questions, and you'll be able to unlock the greatness that you need to. You'll be able to find out what your abilities are. You'll be able to research how to use those gifts in different arenas, and you'll be able to unlock all of it. So I love you guys. I hope that you guys enjoyed this morning's message. We will see you on Thursday to unlock your greatness. I'm not going to say who's speaking because I don't know just yet, but we'll see you on Thursday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I hope that you guys have an amazing day and find out what your gifts are, because the world is waiting on you to give it out. So just like find it, get it, and then share it. So I love you guys. Y'all have an amazing morning, day, rest of the day. We'll talk to you on Thursday. Bye.